Well, getting done with work. Back to the road, another 30-minute musing. Now, that last one cut off really damn short, so I want to pick up from there, which, for, all things considered, apparently some people are able to check the Spreaker postings that I put up on Facebook. Some can't. I don't know what the deal is there. Thanks all for the input and a little bit of heads up. Naming that actor who played Captain Blackbeard in the movie. I want to get back to that point real quick, because like I said, that time limit on the damn recording, that snuck up on me really quick. But ninjas don't have like a verbiage about them. I mean, it's maybe a picture them to be Japanese or Oriental or something like that. Okay, fine, but that's a specific regional accent and in a tweak to the verbiage. Pirates, like I said, they're from everywhere. They're England and Spain and France and all that stuff. That's all kinds of accents. Different languages altogether. So that kind of regional, wherever it came from, the R, putting the R within everything, matey. Yes, you were the mayor of Jamaica. I remember that guy over in the Isthmus of Panama. He literally says the Isthmus of Panama. And he literally says, the mayor of Jamaica. It's astounding. It's a great movie. For what it is, it's a black and white pirate movie. That guy steals the damn show, though. But that's where all of that R crap with the pirates came from. So I suggest, if you like old-time kind of movies and classics and stuff like that, and you're okay with black and white movies, and you don't have to live Jurassic World, for fuck's sakes. It's a bunch of digital dinosaurs. Who gives two shits? If you're okay with not watching Avatar and crap like that, maybe check it. Hey, if it's on Turner Classic, give it a check there. It's worth watching. I might have noted it a bit, maybe not on the Spreaker, not on my 30-minute musings, but I could have sworn I mentioned somewhere that watching the original Ocean's 11 with the Rat Pack, really cool shit. Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra. I always forget the other guy's name because I don't, there's always the one guy that gets forgotten. Can't remember his name, but granted, I've never seen the George Clooney Oceans movies. I've seen parts of some of them, but never all the way through. I couldn't tell you one from the other, 11, 12, 13, whatever. But I saw the original, and it's pretty damn good. It's fun to go back and watch those kind of movies where like everything gets stolen from nowadays. I mean, I would love to go back and kind of watch the old school Universal monsters. Frankenstein, Dracula, I think the Mummy was in that mix. King Kong, Godzilla, maybe they weren't all Universal. But you know what I mean, like those monster movies. Before you had Freddy and Jason and Michael Myers and all that stuff. Hell, even Jigsaw or whatever his name is from, oh god, I can't think of the movies all of a sudden. Crap, want to play a game? The dummy, the literal dummy. Saw, that's it. The Saw movies. Good stuff. Very creative for what it is. But I kind of like watching the old classics to some degree. My brother and my mom kind of got me into that kick of, checking all of this stuff. Then, too, I want to go back and look at, like, the old Hitchcock movies. And Dial M for Murder. And, I'm not a movie guy, so I might not know all the crap. But understanding it. And I did take a film appreciation class when I was in college. And we got to watch most of Double Indemnity, kind of when I mentioned film noir the other day. That was the movie that we got to watch, and we didn't get to see the ending, so I really don't know how it all went down. But the fact that it was, generalized under film noir, I can imagine somebody died, at the very least. But to check out the old Hitchcock films and to keep in mind, because he was the master of lighting, if I remember it correctly. And the light will only hit somebody on one side of their body, so it creates, that kind of split shadow, one side of their face to the other, or just magnifies the effect of the shock on the person's face, or the scowl as they lower their brow, and the kind of, it puts a shadow and makes the bags around their eyes that much darker. It makes them look menacing, or, you know, all that stuff. I kind of want to go back and look at all that shit and just take it all in, because when I watch a movie, I don't know, some people, one of the roommates I had in college, this kid is still out there shooting videos, like big time commercials and music videos and shit like that. He really knows what he's doing. And I remember he had shown me a couple of shit. This was back in like what, late 2007, early 2008. A couple of you know, music videos and shit that he was working on. His name is Dominic Easter. If you can find him and check out his work, that kid, man, he's blasting out work. You know, I credited him then, and I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, there's been a couple dozen commercials that I've seen, national stuff too, like not just you know, a local clothing store. Like I guess he's been doing some pretty heavy stuff. And, you know, I was kind of marveling at the, you know, the music videos and shit, that he was going to, like, enter these into, like, the video contests at the school. And, I mean, he had done well with a lot of stuff back then. Boy, that's been a long time already. But I remember watching, he would get some movies and stuff like that, you know, I'd never seen. And, you know, he would, like, critique it as it's going on. There was another buddy of mine that, I forgot what his degree, what his major was. It might have been something digital animation, something like that. But he was a film junkie in his own right. And these guys, I don't know if they ever crossed paths, tell you the truth. My buddy Nick, they were film junkies. And when they would watch a movie, just like, oh, did you see that shot? How they kind of had that 45-degree tilt, like the old Batman TV series with Adam West. See how they had the camera tilt on? That was cool. That was kind of vintage, the way then they watched the guy walk up the steps like that, sneaking after somebody. That was a fucking throwback. That was awesome. Like, my brain doesn't register those things. I mean, I'm not so mindless where I just want explosions and blood and gore. I mean, I do kind of want a good story. I don't want it to be so fucking guide me by the hand, though. I do like to have to think a little bit if it's a drama, a plot twist, and shit like that. But these dudes, they just watch movies differently. So when I go back to classics and stuff like that, excuse me again with the yawning. I think it's just I start talking so damn much, and my body's telling me to take a breath. Whew. I like going back and watching those sort of nuances, whether there's a certain edit, something that's noticeable. Now, sure, if they throw a body off of a fucking bridge, you can tell it's a dummy back in the day in the old black and whites. You can tell that, fine. That's just what they had that's what they were working with. I'm not going to fault that. Sure, it's kind of funny because it's literally a rag doll. You know, the torso's falling faster than the arms and the legs. And literally, it just looks fucking goofy. But it's funny, you know, to whatever it is. That was their technology back then. But to go back and watch, like, how things are shot, if there's, excuse me, like a close-up on something, the Vertigo shot. And I don't know if anybody really has a mastery upon this, but the Vertigo shot is, picture you have the camera on some wheels, to whatever degree. Like maybe it's on like an office chair that's got wheels on it. I mean, this is all behind the camera type stuff, just to give you the idea of this shot. And you know, it's either the camera is rolling in and zooming back, or zooming in and rolling back. And it kind of, it does this bizarre effect, like it's almost like a 3D effect, like you're almost looking down a tunnel. They do it for, like, shock purposes. Like, somebody rounds, you know, they're trying to run away from somebody, and maybe that's in a building or something. They round the corner, and, you know, the camera shows them, as soon as they round the corner, the shock and the awe on their face, and real quick, for like a second or two, they'll do that Vertigo shot. So it kind of looks like, you know, either something's rushing at them and the background's falling, or it's, you know it, but apparently that's called the Vertigo shot. Doing shit like that, I like looking for that in movies now. I like looking for those intricacies. Apparently Kubrick was really big on just that long hallway shot. And I mean, apparently he's got those all through his movies. It's just, whether it's Full Metal Jacket, somebody posted it on YouTube. It's just a basic, not a collage, but you know what I mean. It's just a full run of how many times that Kubrick shot is used. Just a long-looking shot down a hallway, whether it's Full Metal Jacket. I think he did Cuckoo's Nest. No, if it wasn't that, excuse me, it was Clockwork Orange. He just does this through a lot of his movies. Just has a long shot down a hallway, and it's a God, I forget what they call that. Not a POV, not a point of view. Just, well, the long shot down the hallway. Kubrick apparently uses that a lot, and that's kind of one of his things. I want to go back and watch a lot of those movies and see, boom, there's the shot. That's his signature on the film. Like I said, Hitchcock with the lighting. I want to go back and see how he did it differently than everybody else. And I mean, go back to even old school TV. Had no idea. Let me just jump off quick. I had no idea what this topic was going to be for this 30-minute musing, but I'm definitely going kind of movies and recording video, whatever the case may be. Old school movies or something like that, because I had to pick up the pieces that I dropped about Captain Blackbeard. Love that yawning. Good Lord, I didn't yawn this much at work just now. Not at all. Things because I'm projecting my voice. I'm throwing it out. I was tired when I got in. Probably not going to do a workout. At any rate. If I remember correctly, I Love Lucy was like the first studio television show that would use more than one camera. I believe they did a 3-camera set. So they could get the different angles, left, center, right, I mean, it's all right there in front of everybody. But it was so you could get a different angle, a different view on things, because maybe there is something off in the corner, or maybe just to follow the person walking, and it's not just a locked camera that might zoom in and out. You could get different cuts, different angles, put it together a little better. And if I remember right, it was Desi Arnaz's idea behind that, if I remember that correctly. But, again, that's just kind of the evolution of, television and film and stuff like that. It's fun to know those things and then to go back and watch it. I mean, everything that gets thrown at us right now is so quick, fast, and in the way. And we can't help it, we're supposed to absorb all of this shit way too much. And so, I just made fun of Jurassic World. I could go on about that for a good hour. I'll pull my punches on that. Because I know that would upset the local masses. Yeah, modern people scare me because they're all sheep. As I sit here recording on my smartphone and uploading it online. But it's fun to see kind of how things evolve like that. Like, who was the first to do this? Where did this come from? Et cetera, et cetera. Hell, I mean, I'm not that big anymore. When I was a kid, sure, I could get behind a musical and stuff like that. I have to spit this out with an old friend of mine. I used to work with her up in Orlando. She was astounded that I had never seen Mary Poppins. Now, maybe I did when I was very little. I don't remember Mary Poppins. And I really have no ambition to do so. My bet with her, still to this day, and even that was back, that was probably 2005, 2006 when I made this bet. And I had told her, okay, you've never seen The Sting with Paul Newman and Robert Redford? Straight up. Let's trade. We still have to plan a little get-together. We'll watch Mary Poppins for my dumbass, and you gotta watch The Sting because that's just a damn good movie. And we made that bet. All right, don't sing it, bring it. Don't sing it. That's not a pun towards Mary Poppins. I just kind of throw that little, that taunt out. Just seemed to fit in with the scenario right there. But I mean, with that, the animation of the dancing penguins with Dick Van Dyke, that's kind of unique in its own right. Not to say that they shouldn't, but people really marvel at The Wizard of Oz because the black and white into the color, they did it very well. They did, the scenes in Kansas and, when she was conscious is in black and white. But the trip that she goes on, the land of Oz, that's all vibrant and colorful. It's unique how they did that. It was coincidental as hell. Had that movie been all color or all black and white, I don't think it does not. It does not hold a candle to what it has now. Another one that's very popular, well, I did see Casablanca when I was on vacation just last month, and that's good. I kind of get it because it was topical. It was the Germans invasion and all that stuff, and people trying to flee and get out and go to the States. I get for its time frame. Was it I honestly don't think it's that great of a movie. I think Bogart's fairly one-dimensional. I only do one thing for myself. I'm not doing this for you. See, I'm just doing it for myself. I don't hold allegiance to anybody. If you got the right amount of money, maybe I'll do something, but we'll see. I gotta see. I'm gonna weigh things on both sides. You know what other movie was like that? Last Man Standing with Bruce Willis. It's a decent little movie. Hell, it's got Christopher Walken in it. He plays a Chicago mobster. Check that one out. It's not too bad. But it's the same thing. I just ruined it for you, but you've seen that movie before. Bruce Willis, well, he's going to side with this family. No, he's going to side with this family. He's weighing his options, pulling in money left and right, trying to, pull one over on both sides that are, trying to wipe each other out and take over the town. Oops, I spoiled the movie. Fuck it. These are labeled explicit. You get what you tuned in for. Oh, well. Not pulling punches. Sorry. But Casablanca, it's all right. I understand how it was topical for the time. Like I said, the whole World War II, people trying to escape Europe to get the hell out of there. I get that side of it. We don't have those kind of threats these days in the world. Well, sure, we got plenty of shit like that going on, but nothing like that, I suppose. Are there worries? Yes, there are. Is somebody literally trying to take over the world? Not quite. At least not to our knowledge. Make all your conspiracy theory comments down below. But it's an okay movie. I still want to go back and watch The Maltese Falcon because why not at this point? Nothing against it. But anyway, Wizard of Oz, I was saying, had that not been a split black and white color movie, I don't think it holds up. I mean, it's a nice little story. It's pretty fucking out there. It's very, I'm on drugs, so I wrote this, this story called Alice in Wonderland. It definitely seems like you were on something when you did this, because normal life in Kansas, and then you're surrounded by munchkins and lollipops and fucking witches and flying monkeys. Holy shit. I want some of what you're on. Okay? I'll split it with you. Hell, I got 2015 money in my pocket. That was what was that, like the 20s or 30s or something like that? Jeez, I can get a whole bunch of whatever you're on. Damn, son. But without that color black and white aspect, Wizard of Oz is to be brutally honest. It really, it's It really is. But time and place makes a fucking difference. So that's good. I'll take that for what it's worth. You go back to Mary Poppins, yeah, the animation and Dick Van Dyke, he's doing the little dance with the penguins and all that stuff. All right, that's fine. I get it, The story, I don't know. Sound of Music has something to do with the Nazis too, so I honestly do not recall the story of Mary Poppins. She's like a housemaid or something. Somebody just shot me a text. I don't know. She's a chimney sweep, or maybe that's Dick Van Dyke's character. I don't know. She's the house nanny? I'm not even sure. But I'm sure there's going to be conflict because what? It's a Disney movie, right? So there's going to be conflict, and they'll have it solved by the end of the movie. There you go. That is not film noir in the very least. So I'm not trying to knock it, but I can take it and appreciate it for the time that it came out. Because now, like I said, Jurassic World, oh my God. We saw that movie 20 years ago. It was called Jurassic Park. Just, some of the damn lizards then were mechanical. That's about it. Shit, I went on that ride, I don't know, about a half a dozen times when I was in Universal Studios. It's a decent one. Took me a little while to get through, get the guts to go on that thing because I just was not good with all that G-force at the time. Had to I had to lean into it, so to speak. Had to get used to all that shit. But went on that ride a good half dozen times at least, and it's good. Nothing wrong with it. How are they going to redo that damn ride? Who knows? I kind of hope they don't, because it's just gonna make things worse. They should bring back Jaws, goddammit. They got rid of that because, oh, well, yeah, prices of gas and the explosion on the water, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Bring back the Jaws ride. Excuse me. And Jaws, there's one. I've never seen those movies all the way through. I couldn't tell you one from the other. I'd probably just go for the first one, though. And understandable, like, apparently that's like the first of the big summertime blockbuster movies. And I get that, because that's a big damn shark. And for people that lived on the coastlines, that saw sharks, yeah, dude, like, kind of where I grew up to some degree, I was young, whatever, anywhere from, age 4 till about 10, I was living, we were right across the street from a lake. And even then, I didn't want to go in the damn lake after, seeing the commercials for Jaws. And that movie was how much older at that point? That movie was made, 75 or so? And here it is, a good 15 years later, roughly. And I'm afraid sharks aren't in goddamn Lake Mary in Twin Lakes, Wisconsin. They're just not. But it scared me enough, fooled me. Hell, I didn't want to go to the desert because I think it was in one of the Mad Max movies with Mel Gibson. One of the kids got sucked down through quicksand. Thank God the Mythbusters taught me about 20 years later, no, that's a myth. You literally will not be sucked down by the quicksand. They tried it, can't happen. Oh, you'll kind of be weighed down or, pulled down to some degree, but I mean, no, you're able to fight your way out of it. You'll be fine. Hell, even Bear Grylls, Man vs. Wild, is able to fight his way out of what seems to be, roadkill. Oh my God, what did I just pass over? Hey, we got a bunch of guys with Confederate flags out. I almost want to record this. Oh man, well, I mean, like, video this. Whatever. Hey, and okay, I'm like... There's another thing. I could make another video on that. I got about 740 left on this one, and I'm trying to go the movie route. But the whole Confederate flag thing, take the flags down, but why'd you have to cancel the Dukes of Hazzard? I mean, unless they were openly racist, and I just don't recall that about the movie, about the TV show. It was the symbol on the car, okay? And I just posted up on Facebook, is the WWE Network going to take down every match that the Fabulous Freebirds were in because Michael P.S. Hayes came out with a rebel flag like a cape? Are they going to do that? I don't know. It's racism, you're taught to be racist. You are, okay? You are. And sure, flags are symbols, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, symbols are too strong. They really are. Whether it's the Star of David, the crucifix, whatever. The rebel flag. Hey, you can be proud of where you grew up. Me, honestly, I'm not. If it weren't for family and friends, there's no reason for me to go to Wisconsin. None. Zero. There's nothing there for me. What, the Brewers, the Bucks, the Packers? No, there's no reason for me to go to Wisconsin. I can get beer and cheese anywhere. Well, you can't get cheese curds. I can live without them. I don't remember the last time I had them, but I can tell you, I could live to be 100, never have them again, and not shed a tear. I can get a beer wherever. So it's like, yeah, if you want to be proud of where you're from, whatever. There's another flag on this truck. I can't quite read it. But it's, okay, like, take down your racist flag. That's kind of what they're saying. And honestly, I live in South Florida, and the LGBT community is pretty prevalent down here. Wilton Manors is kind of like the San Francisco of Florida, apparently. A lot of gay people down there. And I got nothing against that. Honestly, I don't remember seeing anybody driving around with that rainbow flag. I don't. Now, Haitian Flag Day was just a couple of weeks ago. And I don't know what the Flag Day is about. I don't know if it's Haitian independence, why they're Why it's Haitian Flag Day? I don't know why it's Haitian Flag Day. No idea. But you'll see all the Haitians driving around like this guy with his rebel flag. And yeah, they're waving. Okay, that's your country. I don't know, your pride, independence, whatever the case may be. I don't know why they do that day. But this guy's got his Confederate flag up, and there was like 2 or 3 of them driving around. It's like, oh, whatever, guy. I don't know. Just it shows me where you're from. I'm guessing your blood pressure is a little bit higher than your IQ. Actually, I bet you it's a lot higher. I mean, until they start firing off guns, I guess it's just, point and laugh. But dude, this ain't even South Carolina. Like, why do you care? Huh. Wow. Well, this was a bit of a curveball into this recording. I kind of want this to be about movies and stuff. Well, I did mention the Dukes of Hazzard, so we're still talking TV. Just some good old boys never meaning no harm. Come on, man. That's all. That's all. I get it. The generally, how is that offensive? It might be offensive to a fucking Prius owner. Or somebody like, oh, well, that car's not green. Oh, that thing, that's burning leaded gas. I can see that being a problem. Man, but dude, just whatever it is. Good for you and your rebel flag. By the way, you lost the Civil War, so I don't know, maybe you're raising the flag of a loser? I don't know what that symbolizes. You don't like blacks or gays or anything that's non-white? I don't know. I don't know what it symbolizes. I really don't. It's very confusing to me. I mean, even Southern pride. Well, okay. Well, the North really doesn't have a flag. And this is going back to, like, the colonial North. Like, that flag with that we were just waving yesterday with all 50 stars on it? Yeah, that's the one that we all tend to love. The South will rise again. When I first moved to Orlando, I had a bunch of... Because, Orlando, believe it or not, it's pretty redneck around there. From Orlando down south, further down Florida, that's where it really becomes a different world. But Florida, on its own, it's a redneck state. It just is. South Florida is a different world altogether. So, no surprise, but there were some people that, when I was doing some bartending, oh, the South will rise again. I'm like, for what? What are you talking about? What do you mean the South will rise again? I don't get what you're... Okay, you lost. Big deal. You're still alive. Your parents are alive. Well, your parents lived long enough to have you. Your grandparents lived long enough to have your parents. So what's the big uproar? It's like, what, are you from a family of cotton farm owners and you don't want to do the work for yourselves? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Maybe I'm not looking deep enough into this. But, wow. Yeah, this threw me for a curveball. He's still, like, 2 cars in front of me here. I got, about 2 minutes left on my recording here. It'll be close for me to get into my parking space. I might have to cut this one short, too. Damn, I wanted to talk movies, kind of. I mean, that's just where I started, and then this threw me on a curveball. But, well, guess what? I'm going to post this and get this fired up. Same swing, same thing. As soon as this thing gets close, let me hold up close here. Oh, I'm in the red. I got about less than a minute and a half. Yeah, it's just interesting to see that damn flag, like... Yeah, and of course everybody's kind of staring at him. Sometimes, you want attention drawn to you. It's not always for the best reasons, Wow. Less than a minute to go. Yep, a couple of people driving around with their rebel flags here in South Florida. Whatever their agenda is, well, they have one. I'm going to take the shortcut through the gas station. I'm going to make this here turn. This here turn. Boy, don't I sound like I'm from the South now, y'all. Ding. Yeah, whatever. Oh, right about now, I wish I had some booze in the house. Hell, I'd even settle for some Kentucky bourbon. So long as it's bourbon and not whiskey, I have my pride, But We're counting down here. It's been about a half hour. This has been another 30-minute musing. Mainly about movies, but, well, by now you know the routine. As the clock ticks down, as usual, I will catch your ass down the road.